Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Orlando Jr., but you may call me Lando. This past week, I saw the film Happy Death Day. Why? Because it's Halloween. I know it's a teen flick. Kiss my ass. The movie stars people you might know, and it was directed by a guy that did those paranormal movies, but I can tell you right now, this movie was not filmed in Louisiana. I know that. You know why? Because my mom's from Louisiana. They had to have a southern accent. There was no southern accent in that movie. I'm gonna tell you right now. Wait, what? It was? Son of a bitch! The film pretty much focuses on a girl named Tree, last name fitting, and she's pretty much a sorority girl and a selfish, stuck-up bitch. She's also a homewrecker, as well as a person neglectful of her father. And not to mention, it's also her birthday! So of course, Tree later on that evening meets this killer, and that killer ends up killing her, and the next day, she wakes up and has to relive the whole thing all over again, until she finds out who the killer is. And she just keeps going through it day after day after day after day until she gets it right and finds out who it is. It's pretty much Groundhog's Day in a teenage slasher film, still with some comedy. As the story continues, she learns about herself and she gets a little better, kind of like in Groundhog Day. And then eventually she finds out who the killer is. And you find out that it's actually, well, there's a fake killer, I think. Well, kind of a real killer in a sense, but it's actually a fake killer. And then there's the real, actual killer. Now, if you want to know who the real killer is, and those who don't want to know, I'm going to leave a little spoiler here, right here in this area in just a moment. And when I do, that means you got to put it on mute. It will turn off. And then you can use the unmute button. The killer is actually Tree's roommate. Was it because tuition reasons and she asked for Tree fitted? Was it because her grades were slipping and Tree was getting in the way of making the grade? Nope. It was because Tree went after the roommate's potential lover. Lame. Most of this film is predominantly about guys liking girls, girls liking guys. It's all that teenage flick, all that teenage stuff that you see all the time in the type of movies. It's nothing new, it's nothing different, but it's got a little comedy into it. There are some comedic moments. I have to give it credit for that one. It's got some comedy, and yes, the girl does learn her ways and all that other stuff. But as the movie continues, when you find out who the killer is and who the killer really does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. We're gonna continue on. Yeah, it actually raises a lot more questions. For instance, as she dies each and every day, apparently her body gets worse. That's really never explained because it just leads to the next scene, and then they never really talk about her body getting worse from that point on. They just push that away. And it also leaves you with questions of like, well, if that was the killer, then how did they have time to do that? Why did the fake killer even go after Tree and all those other things? And then you start asking yourself, wait a minute, am I honestly trying to contemplate this movie? Am I really doing that? Well, when you try to think about these thoughts and reviews and you try to post it on YouTube, you tend to really think that way, and it just gets like, no. Best not to think about this film that much, not to think too hard on it, because it's a teenage flick, for goodness sakes. Between 1 and 10, I give it a 6.5. It's not bad, it's not fantastic, but it's got some comedic moments. It's not so bad. If you were a kid, you probably would enjoy it if you were a teenage kid. But if you're a grown man like myself, you will, after 90 minutes, look at this movie and go, I went from a grown man to a 14-year-old. How the hell did this happen? It's a passerby, but you know, if you enjoy a good laugh, or if you're in the mood for Halloween month like I am, because this is my favorite month of the year, then I probably would check this out. But don't get too hyped up. It's not all that great. Meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't been able to, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And also follow me on Facebook at Orlando Jr. and find me on Instagram at YoumaycallmeLando. Thank you so much for watching. More content to come. You guys take care. And as always, rock on.